How is it? Wait, so it's Gavin Newsom's fault with the for the BLM riots or whatever. But
Probably
these riots were happening all over the country. It's not Trump's fault. And now there are riots that are about to happen all over the country now, or they're happening.
Fuck, marry, kill. I am not going to. Sorry, I already made a rule. Okay, it's a joke rule, but in a way, it's still a rule. Okay, I'm not going to answer that question unless it's a donation, unless it comes in the form of a super chat. Okay.
Happening in Texas, happening in California. You notice how when Trump isn't president, notice how shit is fucked up everywhere. Well, like what the fuck? Hello? How is there no awareness of like,
be first, but it clearly will not end here. Other states are next. Democracy is next. Democracy is under assault.
A vote happens. You lose the vote. The person who wins the vote does the thing that they said they were going to happens.
Is next. California may be first, but it clearly will not end here. Other states are next. Democracy is next. Democracy is under assault.
Destiny has the grossest facial hair. I don't think it's gross. What? What part of it is gross? How much at Foodshops? I don't know. Just I haven't really set up an amount. Okay. But yeah.
A vote.
You know what? I'll just say $50. Go. I'm kidding. It's not $50, but I don't know.
What happens? You lose the vote. The person who wins the vote does the thing that they said they were going to do. You don't like it. Democracy is under attack.
That's an interesting series of statements that have no relation to each other. I think the reason why people are saying democracy is under attack is because the president and the people that are working in his cabinet have repeatedly said that they have no desire to follow the rulings of any of the judges. They are trying to attack the ability for judges to even issue rulings. They're trying to attack the concept of an injunction. They're saying that they have the last word on the law. They won't say that they'll follow every. I think there's a billion different reasons why people are saying democracy is under attack, and it has nothing to do with the fact that they lost. If you're looking for an example of somebody saying democracy is under attack because we lost, a really good example of that would be the current president who to this day maintains that he won 2020, but that the election was fucking rigged. But, you know.
Really? That's crazy.
Before our eyes.
But the president says the federal troops are helping save the city.
Called him up to tell him, got to do a better job. He's doing a bad job, causing a lot of death and a lot of potential death.
Destiny is a moron. Sadly, not on politics, okay? I think that I have seen some of Destiny's biggest haters still say that he is based when it comes to politics, okay? So I don't think that will ever change. So, yeah.
If we didn't send out the National Guard, and last time we gave him a little additional help, you would have, Los Angeles would be burning right now.
Joining us now, the United States Attorney General Pam Bondi. Madam Attorney General, thanks so much for joining the program.
Thanks, Lawrence.
So tell me about this lawsuit, and what do you make of the governor blaming the president for the actions of illegals in this country? Not about
his ego. No, it's the fact that like they use these illegal aliens to increase the amount of votes and the amount of influence that they, to increase the amount of influence that they have in politics. So like you're using these people basically as like a, like a population buff, and so you get more votes and you get more.
Dude, there's significantly more editing in this one. I do appreciate that fact, okay? August, Destiny's editor. I'm sorry, all right? But I'm ready to fire August, okay? I'm ready to tell Destiny to fire August, all right? I do live in Destiny's walls, okay? I'm ready to whisper to him, it's time to fire August, okay? Because I'm telling you right now, these thumbnails are not it, okay? Please, for the love of God, make Asmongold tier thumbnails. Look at how many views he's getting. It's like 700,000, 1 million, 1.5 million. Every one of his political videos are going viral, okay? And it's literally the most basic, stupid thumbnails ever. It's literally a screenshot of his stream, all right? It's not hard. Just do it, okay? I don't know. It's just, yeah.
Or accountability, or not accountability, but you get more representation.
What? There's a retarded version of his argument that has to do with illegals voting directly, which is stupid. And then there's a more subtle, but even more retarded version of the argument that some people are typing in about how
August has entered under him?
The census counts illegals and that can lead to a greater electoral count or whatever bullshit. The last article that I read about this on 538 that had to do with representation changing because illegals, anybody that lives in an area is counted towards your House of Representatives count or whatever. My understanding is right now Republicans have a net 1 benefit as a result of illegal immigrants in this country. If none of those people were counted, then chances are it would benefit the Democrats by 1 vote, is my understanding. Somebody can find that 538 article, but they go through and they math out because there are a lot of illegals in places that are heavily conservative. I think like Texas and I I would have to go back and read the article, but I don't think that the benefit, I don't think there's a massive benefit there for Democrats. Like we're getting a ton of representation as a result of illegals being counted in areas. I'm pretty sure
I'm guessing the shooter was a MAGA from last YouTube title. Yes, he seems to have voted for Trump, according to his former roommate. Although, to be fair, and I just want to caveat, okay, just in case, it does seem as though that, you know, he has not talked about politics in a while, but considering how he last voted for Trump, you know, the chances of him, you know, like turning out to not be a Trump person, but then commit the violence anyway against a Democrat seems to be kind of low, right? Because at that point, you have to argue that this person essentially escaped the fucking cult, okay? Escaped the cult and then committed an act of extremism anyway, okay? Which seems to be kind of dubious, you know? If you were to argue that, yeah, you know what? Yeah, even though he voted for Trump, he turned into a Democrat and then he started doing the violence, right? I mean, yeah.
net favorability was to conservatives there.
Includes Californians. If Gavin Newsom isn't going to protect them, we are.
But I don't even know if Asmongold knows anything about that. I think Asmon is just alluding to the first stupid theory of illegal immigrants voting.
To make America safe again, we're going to protect Americans, and that includes Californians. If Gavin Newsom isn't going to protect them, we are. He also failed to declare an economic disaster. Had he done that, Kelly Loeffler and the Small Business Administration could have come in and helped all those businesses that were being looted. We could have given them federal funding, but he's refusing to help even his own small businesses in California. And if you loot a business in California,
like, just think about how stupid you have to be, or not stupid, how ideologically captured you have to be if you're Asmongold listening to this. Like, just listen to the words that you should, like, oh my God. One of my favorite things, and then one of the most horrifying things, is this admin, Richard Hanani, I think identified this really well. This admin is a...
You think Asmongold would be fucking bad bitches? I think Asmongold is specifically into Asian chicks, Asian e-girls. Yeah, like all of his exes are like Asian e-girls. Okay.
Really great IQ test. It's a really great intellectual honesty test. These people that are speaking now, there is no more mask and there is no more subtlety. They're just full-on authoritarian fucking losers. And they just say outright propaganda unhinged. And if there are people that believe this stuff, you are clueless. You're either not qualified, not smart enough, or so ideologically captured. You have no business being anywhere near media commentary, right? You're telling me that Donald Trump, the guy who was playing games with FEMA funding when California was undergoing wildfires, you're saying that guy is so concerned with the well-being of Californians that he's mobilizing the National Guard to protect them against illegal immigrants? Like, in what world are these two things possible? Like, it's obviously fucking bullshit. Like, that's so obviously stupid. It's an obvious bullshit statement. If you believe that, there's something wrong with you.
California, during this, we're charging you with robbery under the Hobbs Act. No longer are the days of non-prosecution for looting. It's a criminal act. You've seen on the news all these stores being burglarized, vandalized.
I'm waiting on that to happen. Like, yeah.
All of our police officers, all of our...
Like, at what point do you take a step back and go, okay, well, let's just take stock. Where are we right now? We're still going on a back and forth trade war with the...
Yes, Emery is a lesbian. Emery is gay. Yep. Dude, but then, like, Asmongold literally surrounds himself with, like, the most despicable people anyway. Like, forget about his dating record, okay? Like, he surrounds himself with people like Tectone, who is alleged rapist, who refuses to address his rape allegations in an honest way, tries to sweep them under the rug, blah, 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 right? And then you have, I don't know, like Nux Taku, right? So he associates with Nux Taku, who is, again, a MAGA, you know, VTuber person who loves to spread propaganda around and play it off as memes. And also was affiliated with Shadman and also sweeps his allegations under the rug as well, right? He also associates himself with Kershay. He literally employs Kershay. He's Kershay's boss, because he is the CEO, founder of Mythic Talent, and Kershay is a member of Mythic Talent. So, you know, there's also that part, right? And then you have Refsy Desu, who constantly sucks up to him, Decoy Voice, who is also like a right-wing anti-SJW person. Like, his entire circle is rotted to the core. Like, his yeah, his entire orbiter circle is rotted. It's just completely rotted and fucked. All right, it's like shit, you know? Yeah. The rumors about Kershaw and Aspen are getting pretty wild. What?
Entire world. We have 0 deals signed as a result of it. Pretty sure treasury yields are still up. Markets are down from where they should be. Absolutely. Canada and Mexico fucking hate us now. The European Union doesn't like us anymore. Conflict has escalated in Ukraine and Russia. Ukraine is getting huge strikes on Russia now. That conflict was not solved on day one like Trump promised. The huge peace agreement, ceasefire that Trump bragged about, that Witkoff supposedly secured between Hamas and the U.S. has fallen apart, obviously. Conflict still rages on there. Israel is now attacking Iran directly. Iran has said they're no longer willing to negotiate with the United States regarding a nuclear deal. Domestically, we aren't seeing any of the positive results that we were promised. I guess illegal immigration is down. I mean, all immigration is down. Nobody wants to come to this fucking country right now. Like, where are we? What's
Loki turning into a Republican listening to this? Yeah. 100%.
happened?
Kershaw has been hounding her about rumors of her being asthma. That's kind of strange. I don't think Asmongold is into like fat, thick, like white girls. No, like there is a type out there who are into like thick white girls, but like I mean I don't think it's Asmongold. Asmongold is into the like he's a yellow fever. He has a yellow fever. Okay.
Like what the fuck is going on? We have nothing in. Doge was a complete and utter failure in finding anything. I think the House passed their big.
I thought he was into, no, he's into lolly and small Asian girls, right? I mean, they're both the same kind of, right? But like, yeah.
Beautiful bill, which I believe solidifies, was it $17 billion of Doge cuts? I think the majority of which are cut from USAID and like $1 billion from Medicaid. So 17 billion is what we got. Wait, 9 billion? Somebody said 9 billion. Doge cuts, House bill. Oh, sorry. The House narrowly approved legislation Thursday to cancel more than $9 billion in funding for global health. I think this is mainly USAID stuff. And for, not for Medicaid, for public radio and TV stations. Because obviously PBS and NPR were destroying the country. It's just, what are we doing here? Big, beautiful bill, massive explosion in the debt and the deficit on a 10-year.
Oh yeah, NPR is another top-rated news source that, that you guys should follow. Yeah, like AP News, PBS, Reuters, and NPR. Okay, these four are the ones where they are beyond CNN, beyond MSNBC, beyond Fox News. Okay, yeah, but sadly, since they're being defunded, who knows if their quality will still be upkept and attacked.
Time horizon, instantaneously, like
very sad stuff.
On every single measure. And that's not even to get into the scumbag shit. The
Asian women are beautiful, though? I disagree.
$sign Trump coin, the $sign Melania coin, the targeting of law firms, of college institutions, the Eric Adams shit, the $5 million gold card. Like, it's just so cringe.
Federal, state, local law enforcement officers being abused out there.
The plane from Qatar, yeah.
California.
Yeah, Signal Gate. I don't even know how to, bro, there's so much.
All of our police officers, all of our federal, state, local law enforcement officers being abused out there, trying to keep California safe. Jointly, we've all made over 190 arrests, more coming. If you hit a police officer, you assault a police officer, state or federal, we are coming after you.
Thank God.
So, Molotov cocktails, no longer.
So tell us, the other day, I think it was a couple days ago on Sean Hannity's show, you released the FBI warrant out for this masked guy that was throwing bricks at the cops.
Yeah, they got him.
What's the latest on that investigation?
They got his ass.
The other individuals that were throwing the bricks at the cops.
Yeah.
More illegals counted in the census? Yeah, that's the reason why.
Is coming. He is now on the most wanted list. He is on the run, and that's where he better be. He should turn himself in because he is looking at federal prison time. They're going to find you. He thought he could wear a mask and get away with this, but with our technology now and incredible law enforcement work with FBI, DEA, ATF, working with ICE, working with Homeland Security, we're coming after you. We're getting these videos. We're seeing what you're doing. We're finding you. This guy's face is all over the news now, and we are going to catch him.
We're seeing a connection between these individuals on the street. You got the pro-Hamas crowd. You got the Greenies. You got the.
It's crazy how they support literal terrorists, man. Like I can understand, like the whole Free Palestine thing. I get it, but like. You really gonna support terrorists? I mean, like can't you like you don't? It doesn't have to be both, man.
Occupy Wall Street people,
exactly.
and then you got these people that want to advocate for the illegals to stay in this country. I want to bring you to this DOJ case that you guys just opened against an Oakland coffee shop that were refusing service for Jewish customers. What's the latest on that?
You know, Lauren.
Are we really doing this again? We doing this shit again? God damn, man.
Bro, politics on Twitch is fucking cooked. Holy shit. Oh my God.
We shouldn't live in the world in which we live, where you would name a coffee shop, Jerusalem coffee shop. Yet you would, when a Jewish person comes in there, they're mocked, they're told to leave, they're said horrible names to because they're wearing a Jewish hat or a Jewish star. We're not going to put up with that under Title II.
I just don't know in general, on average, other races have better averages and other ones who have pretty women not on average. You have to also keep in mind, like, obviously the beauty standards and, you know, how poor a country is also dependent on how many resources. I don't know, dude. It's all very complicated, this stuff.
Not the Jewish hats.
Cannot do that in our country. Listen to what else they did. After the October 7th anniversary, said horrible names to coffee shop. We shouldn't live in the world in which we live, where you would name a coffee shop, Jerusalem coffee shop. Yet you would, when a Jewish person comes in there, they're mocked, they're told to leave, they're said horrible names to.
Jerusalem, mocked and told to leave by who? By customers? Because customers say whatever the fuck they want. What do you mean?
Because they're wearing a Jewish hat or a Jewish star. We're not going to put up with that. And
if the owners were doing it, that's no good. I don't think you're allowed to do that. But
under Title II, they cannot do that in our country. Listen to what else they did. After the
no, from the owner? Oh, well, that's not good.
October 7th anniversary, that horrific day, the anniversary of October 7th. After that, they added.
What does this text say?
New drinks to the menu. One was.
Oh God, here we go.
Sweet Sinwar, in honor, a tribute to the leader of Hamas who tortured Jews, who orchestrated the October 7th attacks. That's the world in which we're living, that they do a drink honor.
Bro, they can do whatever the fuck drink they want, okay? It's called the First Amendment. If you want to support terrorism, that's your right to do so. I don't get why people pretend as if this stuff is forbidden in this country, all right? White nationalists and neo-Nazis have marched in the streets for decades at this point, and liberals and left-wingers have defended their right to protest, to march in the streets. Jewish lawyers have defended neo-Nazis to march in the streets for the neo-Nazi party, okay? So I don't get why all of a sudden, you know, this stuff is unacceptable when it's the other side. It's ridiculous, right? Yeah.
Him and can't do that. And
oh
so
my God.
We've
okay, close your eyes. Somebody told me this a while ago. I read this back in high school. Close your eyes, okay? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Think of a donut. Just imagine. Think of a donut. All right? Think of the donut. Then think of a person. And then think of an elephant.
What?
And then think of the Eiffel Tower, okay? Okay. Open your eyes. Take a deep breath. One of the, something I read a long time ago is that regardless of like the physical size of a thing, when you think of a thing, it's kind of all the same size in your mind. I don't know if that makes sense if I say that in words, but concepts and things don't have like a physical space in your mind when you conceptualize it. It just kind of is like there. I think that this applies equally to news and stuff that you hear as well. Why, like, you should immediately wonder what's going on right now. The President of the United States has enacted multiple unhinged orders based on alien invasions, based on whatever, to deport people from this country.
Okay.
He has federalized 4,000 troops of the National Guard in California, sending in the Marines. He's doing all this stuff, okay? Now we've got the governor of California and the mayor fighting against this, right? Why are we dedicating time on a news broadcast? Why are we dedicating any conceptual space in our brain? Not to say that this is good. Obviously, I disagree with it, and it's probably legal. Why do we give a fuck about what like a coffee shop owner is doing for Jewish customers? Like, it's bad, sure, but what the fuck?
the menu. One was,
oh God, here we go.
Sweet Sinwar, in honor, a tribute to the leader of Hamas who tortured Jews, who orchestrated the October 7th attacks. That's the world in which we're living, that they do a drink honoring him and can't do that. And
oh
so
my God.
we've sued them and we're going to stop this from happening. And anywhere in the country, if you do this, we're coming after you. Cannot do this.
I mean, that's pretty egregious. I didn't know about the drink Yahya Sinwar who orchestrated the mass.
That's pretty egregious. I didn't know about this. Yeah, no you didn't know about it, you fucking retard. It's a random coffee shop in LA, I guess. Why the fuck would you know about it? There's probably a million coffee shops in LA. You're talking to the Attorney General of the Department of Justice of the United States of America. Why is she talking about it? Well, there's got to be something more legally pressing or relevant to talk about than this.
That's a bit much, right? Who cares? I mean, I think it's more that, I mean, you can't deny people service because they're part of a certain religion. I mean, like, we are a part of an ethnic group. Like, we already went through this whole thing. I don't know how this is happening over again. How is that
he made his piece when Israel took him out for the tragedy that he brought down on them. This is what their attorney is saying in response to this lawsuit. This is our view, is very much a political attack and anti-Semitism, which is a...
Dude, Asmongold is just so smart. Oh my God, he's so intelligent. Dude, I feel like my mind is just breaking from how smart he is. Oh my God, I could barely handle the brain blast. It's crazy. Yo. Yo, Dinkus. Thank you so much for the tier 2 sub. I appreciate that. Wait, hold on. By the way, all right, did you know that you can join my Discord server and have your name color changed because you're a sub? Okay, that sounds weird. Because you're a member. All right. You can have your name changed, you know, looks cool in the Discord server. You know, you get to look at all the other versions in the Discord server, especially Winter, and go like, why haven't you bought a membership yet, even though you've bragged about getting a six-digit salary, okay? Tinky, who has a 6-digit salary, all right? Why haven't you, you know, subbed a membership to Foodshops yet, okay? So you should ask him. Okay, all right. That's it.
Very real problem in this country and in the world is being distorted and weaponized. I mean, that reads like something straight out of Hamas's...
You're 103. Excuse me? Excuse me? Sir? 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 You mean 112 IQ? Sir? 112?
Media organization.
Yeah, sure.
This.
History repeats itself? Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, they are promoting the anti-Semitism, and not only promoting it, encouraging it throughout our country. We will not stand for it. We will protect our Jewish citizens. We will fight for them. I was on the scene, Lawrence, of that horrific murder involving, of course, the young couple leaving the Jewish Museum. After that, of course, look what happened in Boulder, Colorado. It's escalating. These words encourage escalation, putting things on your menu that are so horrific, anti-Semitism, our Jewish...
I don't give a fuck if they want to have that drink on the menu. Like, that's not my problem. I don't care. It's just, it's in bad.
Oh, finally a good take. What the fuck? Oh my God. Finally. Oh, yes. Okay, yes. It's called First Amendment, okay? Fuck.
Bad taste, maybe, and maybe it tastes bad, but I don't really care about that. But what I do care about is, like, you can't go and deny, like, who cares? Yeah, who gives a fuck about this? Just don't go there.
Again, I'll keep bringing this up because I don't like the crazy making and the normalizing, right? Asmongold, who is critical of everybody in the news lying, who is critical of, you know, all the propaganda.
Somebody gave me my, that's probably Misaki or Eri. Yeah.
Everything is watching he's watching a news station, right? That settled the largest defamation lawsuit of all time, that was involved in the big lie about the 2020 election. But who cares? I guess this is insane. It's wild to me.
Well, the problem is, like, if you deny service to people based off of their identity, I mean, like, again, there's like laws against that.
Wait, Ari, why don't you connect your account to from Discord? Because I'm pretty sure your name is still like with the other plebeians.
Like, I'm shocked that they're even doing this at all.
Population. We're not going to stand for it. We're going to come after you. We're going to sue you. What we've done. So if you're doing this anywhere else in the country, you better stop, because we're going to find you. We're going to protect our Jewish community in this country.
Madam Attorney General, I only got about 30 seconds left. I got to ask you, in that case regarding California, I know it's going to be Judge Breyer's son.
Have you fixed Discord? It's always been
adjudicating that.
Have you seen the Trump card site? Yeah, it's fucking gross. I watched that. I looked at that yesterday. I don't think I brought it up on stream. Is it trumpcard.gov? He's such a narcissist. I don't know if we've ever had a president that has smeared their disgusting orange orangutan face on fucking everything as much as this guy had or has. It's so crazy. It wouldn't surprise me if he would try to build like a monument in DC to himself or something, if there's some way to do that. Jesus. Do you think that when people like Asmongold will stay this far right once Trump is gone? Or do you think they will try and fall back towards the center? I've said this before. I feel like they're going to, there's going to be a bunch of head scratching, and then people are just going to pretend that they were never this hardcore in favor of Trump.
I know that there's been a lot of lawfare going on. Are you concerned about that? Or do you respect?
If you were a Jew, would care? No, it's not that I don't care. I think it's disgusting and embarrassing. But at the same time, like, I don't think the government should get involved. Like, I care, and I think it's gross. Like, you're like venerating a fucking terrorist. It's not that I think it's good. It's that I don't think the government should get involved, right? I mean, like, what the we're going to deal with it basically, yeah.
Areas of the case are going to be adjudicated fairly.
Oh, we respect it. We have arguments on Thursday morning, of course. This is, I assume you're talking about the Gavin Newsom lawsuit against us. I think it's our, Lawrence, I think it's our 270th lawsuit. Who's counting?
If there's a really good argument for AI, it's going to be so much easier holding people accountable to their record after they all start shifting. I mean, maybe, but look how many people ask Grok questions and they ignore when they don't get the thing that they want, you know?
Against the federal government since Donald Trump has been in office. But sure, we're prepared to defend it because we are prepared to protect our law enforcement officers out there, and we are entitled to do that under the law. And that's another reason, Lawrence, why one big beautiful bill needs to get passed. Because
yeah, that's not going to happen.
Overtime.
And like, just think about how they speak about everything like retards. Like, doesn't it make you feel retarded? One big beautiful bill.
Law enforcement
That's probably not going to happen. I don't think so.
To protect
Canadian here.
We need fun.
How are illegal immigrants voting in U.S. elections? For an illegal immigrant to
Well, they think it's cool and epic because it is something as serious as the government that is doing like silly and, you know, juvenile things. So they think it's epic when the government is doing like juvenile things, right? I guess it's also part of the problem because it really shouldn't be like that either. But yeah, this is why Asmongold will always say, "Oh yeah, wow, this is epic shit," you know, or something like that. He's like, "Man, wow." You know, whenever some stupid shit happens, because he thinks that something as serious as the government doing stupid or juvenile shit is like the best thing ever, which is like, again, it's just idiocracy like all over again.
vote in and especially for the U.S. federal elections, usually what happens is you have to consume anywhere from 6 to 12 hours of Fox News a day, and then you just go to sleep, and then you have horrible nightmares about it happening, and that's where it happens. And the nightmares of conservative Fox News listeners.
Funding for law enforcement, and that's why it's so important also from a law.
Yeah, true, Ripig. Yeah, true. I mean, how much more do you want to go on the hypocrisy? I mean, how much more can we say? Yeah. What did Republicans complain about all the time? No pork, no big bills. These huge pieces of legislation, these huge bills. If you like something, you need to pass it on its own. We need to stop doing this. And oh, now it's one big, beautiful bill with literally every possible thing we could ever want. It's like, okay.
Enforcement perspective.
It's a big issue. LA is dealing with a shortage of cops, so I'm sure they could use the money.
I wonder why they're dealing with a shortage. Maybe it's because they have to take fireworks and get hit and they can't do anything about it.
Yes.
Madam Attorney.
What are the odds of that passing? I believe it's almost 100% now, right? Because it got to the House and the Republicans just have to vote down party lines in the Senate. I don't know if there is, I don't know if people in the Senate are planning on, I was going to say downvoting it, on not voting for it. I guess it would be like Rand Paul and people, right? I don't know.
We thank you so much for always being transparent with us.
Thank you, Lawrence.
Okay.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kelly.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. Nice setup. I wonder what happened before. Criticize a whole race while protecting another totally original. No, it's insane that this stuff is even happening. But like, I'm glad that like now it's pretty much getting wrapped up. But like, it seems like it just keeps going on and on and on. It's insane. Yeah, free speech stops when you try to discriminate in your business. We have laws against that kind of stuff. Well, the difference is that so this is it. I actually videos October 7th. You'll be outraged about the item on the menu.
Dude, and what happened to the gay cakes? What happened to making a cake for the gay couple? Like, what the fuck? Like, have we already, like, forgotten about that? Like, is that not a thing anymore? Where all the Republicans were saying, yeah, you know what? This person was in the right for, you know, making, for refusing to make a cake for whatever the fuck. I mean, if you can do that, then, like, why the fuck are you complaining about, like, a fucking coffee shop? Like, fuck me, dude.
No, like, I can be outraged as much as I want, but you're missing my point. Is that it's not about whether I'm outraged or not, or whether I think it's a good idea or not. It's about whether I think that the government should get involved with it. Like, I understand that it's bad and I think it's stupid, but like, does the government need to get involved with something just because I think it's stupid? I mean,
you mean like federalizing the California National Guard and deploying troops to LA? Like that kind of thing? Or are we just talking culture wars issues because we're too retarded to engage on?
No, we're talking about video games, okay? We need to get these minorities out of my video games, okay? I'm tired of seeing an excess of melanin in my video games, okay? The moment I see black, I actually see red, okay? All right, every single black NPC in GTA, every single black NPC in Red Dead Redemption, okay? I just see red, okay? I am race blind when it comes to black people, okay? I just see red instead, okay?
Larger legal stuff.
I think that's a bit much, right? And so that's the point that I'm really trying. The menu item, who cares? Yeah, like it's just some bullshit. Like, you know how many bad jokes and like, you know, nasty shit people like to say and do? Yeah, I mean, that's it. So it's not about that, but it's about the other stuff.
Wow, very epic. Cool. Yeah, cool, awesome.